Hey, so the client comes at you with yet another round of changes. This seems to never end. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. What do you do when the client just keeps going? More feedback, more rounds, more little tweaks. Not going to take very long, they say. So they just keep pushing, and it seems to keep going forever and ever. That's the situation that you're in. The client's asking for extra rounds of changes. You don't know how to handle it. I'm going to show you in today's video. In order to handle this in the most professional manner, you got to have a little bit of preventative strategies in place. Your ability to control the scope starts in the sales process. And if you've taken my freelance course, you know that a super detailed proposal is the right way to start any engagement. Inside of your proposal and contract, you need to have a project summary. You need to have project phases, a description of each phase with each round of revision and each meeting itemized in there, a scope checklist of what's included and what's not included, the estimated project duration or the timeline, the estimated project budget, payment terms, an invoice schedule, a signature page, and terms and conditions. This is a nice, detailed, comprehensive agreement between you and your client. By the way, inside my freelance course, I give you all of my agency contracts, all pre-written for a variety of different types of projects. It's invaluable content. So check that out in the links below. And once you have this detailed agreement in place, you add this magic clause. Now keep in mind, you're not going to put magic clause on top of this inside your proposal. You're just going to put something like, please note, this project contract represents a package price. If the client requests additions to the scope, including added deliverables, new features, increased feedback rounds, and so forth, the overall price may be affected. Any budget increases will be discussed with the client prior to being incurred. That's the magic clause. You detail everything, and any changes to that may incur a change order, an increase in the budget. Now with that in place, you've got your preventative measures in place with the contract. Then you go and you remind the client of that inside of every delivery that you do with the client. When you're ready to present one of the rounds, let's say that it's concept sketches for a logo, you're going to have a little page at the start of your presentation that shows this cool little graphic. And this graphic details the rounds of revision and the rounds of feedback that the client gets. You're going to start your meeting with something like, hey client, just so be all on the same page here, we're in round 1. We have 3 more rounds after this. You'll get feedback on the next 2 rounds, and then you'll approve the round 4. That's the flow of the project. So there's plenty of time for you to give feedback, and we want that feedback in this meeting. Then at the end of the presentation of the work, you show them that page again, but you slash off round 1 and you highlight the feedback round. And you tell them, okay, next steps, you give us feedback on this round and we go in and make revisions for round 2. A few days later, you show them round 2, you highlight that you're starting round 3. You walk them through your designs of round 3, and then at the end of that presentation, you cross off round 3 delivery and show them that they're on their feedback round. Now we have a detailed agreement and we're doing these reminders of how many rounds are inside of this agreement in a non-confrontational way. It's just telling them, here's where we are in the project. Now with that in place, you're ready to push back on the client when they go into those extra rounds and those extra change requests. And to push back, I usually give them a warning. And that'll include giving them like a free round of revisions. And I say something like this, they make that request, it's extra, it's round 5 after it's supposed to be approved. And you say something like, we're happy to include this extra round of feedback without increasing the budget. Project has been going smoothly and you've been great to work with. However, any future rounds will require a change order. Hey, this is like the warning shot to them, telling them, we're going to give you this one free, but anything more we're going to have to charge for. And by now they're fully prepped. They ask you for round 6. You've reminded them of the rounds and the deliveries. You've given them the detailed scope. You've given them a warning shot. And it's no surprise when you tell them, we're happy to keep making changes as long as it takes for this project to get just how you like it. However, all of the design rounds included in our approved project scope have been used. Moving forward, we'll switch to hourly billing at a rate of blank per hour to keep refining the designs. Please confirm your acceptance of this strategy for extending the project. That's one way you can do it. Another way is to give them a change order with a fixed price. Either of those work, but the point of this is push back. You've given them plenty of fair warning that they're gonna get an increase in budget. Don't be afraid to push back at this point. This is pro-business stuff. The more structured you are, the better you can control the project, the more money you'll be able to charge, and the more profit you're gonna be able to make. So this is the right strategy to pushing back on a client who just keeps going. Making changes. Start with your agreement, fix that today. All right, thanks a lot. Hope you like this video. Hit the subscribe button and drop a comment. I sure appreciate you watching the channel and watching the videos. Thanks so much. We'll see you again soon.